University of Pennsylvania swimmer Leah Thomas became the first transgender athlete to win the NCAA D1 title after finishing first in the women's 500-yard freestyle event Thursday evening. Now, Thomas pulled away in the final 150 yards to win in 4 minutes and 33 seconds, 0.24. Now, Thomas, who's previously swam for the men's team at Penn, has come to personify the ongoing debate on trans women participation in sports and the balance between inclusion and fair play. Now, Thomas says, I try to ignore negative comments as much as I can. I try to focus on my swimming and what I need to do to get ready for my race and block everything out. What are your thoughts on this historic win? Al, let's start with you. What do you think about this?
I think, university collegiate athletics, they're trying to figure it out. I personally feel like it's unfair. We know in this particular case, this particular swimmer swam on the men's team only a year ago. Cut it out, y'all. And to now be on the women's team and all those women that work so hard, trained so hard, who have scholarships that they depend on to get their education now jeopardized because they now have a once man in the pool swimming against them as a woman, just seems to me to be unfair. Now, what we do know, though, is the NCAA has changed the rule. Before, if you took hormone therapy for 1 year, you then qualified. Now they've changed the rules that you have to now take hormone therapy for 3 years, and they have to go through a medical examination to make sure that they don't have the vitality of a man to compete. So that's a thumbs up. But in this case, 2 seconds before the next person behind you clearly shows that there's an uneven advantage, and that's not fair.
As a man, Leah was ranked 492nd. Okay. And then you switched over and you swimming for the women's team, and now you're ranked number 1. I understand inclusion, but this is not it. This is not it. This is not right, y'all. Up until a year ago, you had all the advantages that come with the physicalities of being a man. Larger lung capacity. That's never going away. That's never going away. Your lung capacity, your broader shoulders, all these things help you be a better, faster, stronger swimmer. And now you're smashing every woman. You went from a scrub amongst men, 492, to the best woman. Do you see a problem with this, Funky, or what do you think about this?
Being a member of the community, I hate when people in the community do things that lend itself to the speaking points and the stereotypes that people who are anti-community hang on. Like, this isn't cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, this isn't cool, and this person knows it. And you're causing the community more damage because there are people out, and this issue is very complex. I obviously T.S. Madison is a very good friend of mine. Hope Giselle is a friend of mine who I've spoken to about this issue once before we got ready to do another show. And she was explaining to me that, when people get on hormones, it does change muscle mass and so on and so forth. And that argument counters the whole, it's the body of a man versus the body of a woman. So that's why I'm glad that Al brought up the whole change between hormone therapy for 1 year to now 3 years, because that'll make your body more in line with the woman. I don't know the complete science, but my take on these types of things have always been this. In this life, you can't have everything. And as cold and cruel as it may sound, competing in sports may just be one thing trans people just can't have.
What do you think about how would well, I guess they would feel like this. Well, I guess it would be looked at as, seclusion. Yeah, if you had a separate league. I just don't know what the answer is.
And we haven't figured it out yet. And maybe there isn't one. Maybe there isn't an answer. Or maybe the answer is you just can't have this. I don't want to get to the new head on this, but is it discriminatory to have trans athletics? Like, they just compete against themselves? Is that considered bad? I would imagine that people would perceive it bad. They would say it's exclusion, it excludes people. I don't think that if they created a trans league, that it would have the same status as the existing leagues. You know what I'm saying? So who would even want to compete in it? Then you have to deal with, are there even enough trans people in each category for it to even be a league?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So there's a bunch of nuance there. But I will say this, since we're talking about this specific story, not all trans sports, this story, this is just wrong. You competed as a man just a year ago.
It was terrible, and now you're the best woman.
And no tea, no shade, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. In the picture they just showed, you look like a whole man. You look like a whole man, body, stature, and all. It's just not fit. Look, come on, girl. Girl.
Those gotta be the broadest shoulders I've ever seen in my life.
Come on, Miss Doubtfire. Not today. Go to commercial.